Hey guys, today we're gonna look at a new camera tripod. This is my old one, so you might have noticed if I'm like standing up reviewing stuff, the video will wobble, and it's because this extendable tripod, it's just not really meant to be robust. It's meant to be portable. Uh, Another culprit of this is these really thin metal legs. You know, it folds down nice and easy, but again, for YouTubing, not very good. It does have a remote control you can pull out here, and you can actually hold it this way, and it's almost like a gimbal. So it does have its qualities that are good, but I think if you're trying to become just do amateur YouTubes like me, you can do a better solution. So let's look at this thing that came in the mail here. This is called a UURIG, and actually I now have to get a tripod to stabilize this camera. Hold on a sec. Alright, so it's got a branding UURIG. I got both of these from off AliExpress, by the way, if you're curious, but I'm sure eBay and Amazon would have these as well. It says model TP-03. It just came in a padded envelope. Alright, some legalese where they are. It actually has safety approvals. I don't think there's a battery in here or anything like that. I'm not sure why it would have a CE logo, unless that's just all made up. Okay, so now it's in this padded envelope, and I think it might come with different versions. In this case, I got the GoPro attachment, since I recently got one. Well, that's a lot bigger. Yeah, so here's that one I showed you, all folded up. Some other criticisms if you do look up this one, if you're thinking about buying it. The locking leg thing only works when the legs are folded open. So they fold open like that, and I have to fold all three open. Then you can lock this thing in place. But if it's just in the compact mode, this doesn't lock. So in theory, this thing could just flip out on their own, which is weird. Another problem is the rubber foot on this one fell off and got lost. It wasn't glued onto this piece of metal. Maybe it can't be, but it would have been nicer if they had a bit better way. You know, these two are still on the rubber feet. And this one just has a different attachment on the top. One other thing about this one, see, the leg just opened on its own. So this lock thing is kind of stupid. Alright, well anyways, I was trying to take this off, thinking about putting it on the other one, but it's permanently attached. Watch, I'm holding this still, and this thing will not unscrew. It just spins around. So that could be a deal breaker. This thing is only designed to work with this top end. You know, hold a phone and have the balancing thing and the remote control cradle and stuff. So yeah, that could be a deal breaker for you guys. Obviously this one just having a camera bolt, you can put whatever you want on the top of this thing. Okay, but you'll see the diameter of this one is much larger. Uh-oh, cat's coming to town. Hopefully it won't eat the microphone. Yeah, it was going for the microphone, so I had to pause. Okay. So this is plastic. It weighs a lot less. This is mostly metal. What I'm touching here, this body is all metal. So durability-wise, maybe that. I don't know. Okay, we got the TP-03 and anodized lock here. UURIG. And then it says lock and unlock here. So I'll twist it. Oh, that's indicated for the orange thing, not this plastic ring. Alright. Now this thing, does this twist? No, it does not. It's got a grip thing, but I think maybe that's to hold it in place as you undo whatever's screwed onto the camera bolt there. Alright, so let's do the legs first. On the bottom of the legs you have these rubber feet. Now, these are actually screwed in place, so there's no losing these feet unless somehow that screw backs itself out, which I have a hard time thinking that's going to happen. And if it really worries you, unscrew them and put some thread lock into them. Now, how does this thing open? Okay. Oh, okay, hold on. So, there's 3 screws holding that whole mechanism on the bottom together. This is all plastic too, these little sliding arms. And so, I guess, I don't know, maybe this is locking it, so let me unlock it. Yeah, that was what it was doing. Okay, so now I will lock that going clockwise. So that's the maximum extension of the feet there. Being a try, it's hard to say the diameter, I can't really figure that out, but what I can figure out is maybe the ultimate width between two, which according to my ruler here is somewhere around 40 centimeters or almost 16 inches. I guess you could probably run some math to figure out the diameter of the footprint. So that's in its widest mode. But because this has a lock ring, and it's kind of neat that that lock ring is aluminum, if you don't have that kind of footprint space available, that's obviously a much smaller ring. So even at only that much exposure of this central column, it can still be kind of stable. Actually, it's quite stable indeed. Let me push it up even further. Yeah, I mean, well, now the plastic legs are flexing, so that could be an issue, but that's a really small footprint. But yeah, I think it's a little too wobbly. Anyway, so you can obviously get it to be really stable if you want. I think even with around that much showing is very stable. So even with the plastic legs. So it's lightweight, but seems to be quite stable. There seems to be 3 screws at the top holding the hinges of them up there. Now let's get the pull mechanism out here. So these are aluminum, they're cool to the touch, and there's a central groove aligning them, so the tubes won't spin within themselves. I'm curious about the other one. Yeah, same with this one. The tubes aren't designed to spin. Okay. Let's see. So that maxes out there. So this extension piece, well, I guess those are maxed out. This one maxed out. That one maxed out. So I gotta sit on the floor and see how tall this thing is. Alright, looking kind of around this base here, this level right here, ruler is saying it's around almost 49 3/4 of an inch, but really metric wise 127 centimeters, that ballpark at full extension. Here's the other one, and it's roughly the same extension, but the other one can go higher. But here's the feet. So you can just see the robustness of this one, being wider feet, whereas these are the thin metal ones, right? So what I want to really show is how much wobbliness there is at the top of this thing. So granted, these don't weigh identical, but the GoPro, it definitely wobbles if I tap it like that. But this one wobbles a lot more. Same amount of tapping force, it seems. And I think it has to do with the flexing of the feet down there on that one. But one advantage of this generic thing here is it can go a whole lot higher. So let me move that out. Alright, and so on this one, the bottom of this flat spot here, I can't show it, I can't point to it, I don't have 3 hands. It's 157 centimeters, or maybe 61 3/4 of an inch. But there's a difference right there. You know, that's a big difference in the ability to raise it. And if both of them are going to be wobbly, yeah, I kind of feel like it doesn't even matter. This one, I can still use it, but it's only, here's my hand at a horizontal level. My head would be somewhere around here. So I can still use this for some of my videos, but I can't actually get a wide view, you know, unless I'm working on an extremely low table, which actually, you know, I am a little curious. Let's just pretend that the camera is on here. Actually, this around this height, so I think I can still use it on this glass table. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Two random tripods. If you're thinking about buying a tripod, stability-wise, for the height, I think this UURIG is better. But if you actually want a higher one and a remote control, oh, this actually did come with a remote control, I think, but it was taped to the outside of the box, so I didn't even bother showing it to you guys. So yeah, functionality wise, I think you can get more out of this thing, but it is a bit floppy and it lost a rubber foot, so that's a big problem. This one seems to be better engineered. I don't know if they make a taller version, this UURIG. If they made a taller version, maybe you'd want to go with this one, but it doesn't have anywhere to store the remote control if that's important to you, whereas this one actually does store it right here in this handle. So good and bad for both. All right, well, thanks for watching. See ya.